Coming at you from currently unnamed Studio B, this is Rage Across the Internet, your very favorite Werewolf the Apocalypse podcast. I'm your host, Porter. To my left is producer Danny.
Hey everybody.
Across from me, we got Mr. Tommy Dixon.
What's up, guys?
And here we are, everybody. Brand new studio, brand new day, questions to be answered, entertainment to give.
Entertainment. Yes, we're here to entertain.
Are we, though?
Well,
I kind of hope so.
I think we just talking to mics at each other and
At each other.
Just make fun of each other.
Well, that's all day long.
talk about some werewolf.
Yeah,
That too.
sounds like a good time.
So let's start at the start.
Right.
I think y'all have something missing.
To address the elephant in the room?
Yeah, we're not going to rip off that Band-Aid right away. Danny got himself a little bit of a promotion here.
He's no longer getting picked on.
No, we don't know about that.
Yeah, that's...
But it's like,
happen.
he's got that title now, so he doesn't get the
Yeah,
funner
a
titles.
little more respect.
Take that, thanks.
But, our own producer Joey, she found herself with an opportunity that she has decided she couldn't pass up. And unfortunately, she can't do both. So we talked about it.
Right.
And
We wish her luck.
we absolutely do. We wish her the
Nothing but
best.
luck.
We raise a glass to her, absolutely, and we'll miss the hell out of her.
Oh, yeah.
But obviously, we're going to continue on. We're not leaving you. We'll be right here telling our funny stories, talking our werewolf insights, and generally annoying half of you at any given moment.
Understatement.
Right?
At least half.
And again, we are doing it like it's not from Summer Rain Studios, which inside baseball was at Joey's house. We are now coming to you from unnamed Studio B.
Why not Studio F?
F?
F.
For...
Fuck it.
For fuck.
You son of a bitch.
F?
All right.
Or D for Dracula.
No!
That was not the D I thought you were going to say.
No, I wanted to not say that D.
Of course you didn't.
It's all about that D.
You like to keep that one in, huh?
Yeah.
Same show, guys.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed.
Same show.
Your collection's assholes, that's all.
Yeah, maybe things a little different, but speaking of different,
Yep.
you might hear the sound is different.
Oh.
We're pretty
Thank
happy.
God.
We're pretty happy with that. And you guys heard last week.
Oh, boy.
Yikes!
Yeah. No,
But again,
we'll have some kind of little intro on there to make sure
we're
people
gonna add
understand.
some stuff to it. But we wanted to have that last episode in the studio, last episode with Joey out there. That was
It's a big deal, and
Yeah.
there was some good conversation. We didn't want to lose.
Right.
and at the same time, we the patrons will have they'll be hearing her in a couple postmortems, I think.
Oh yeah, we still have 2 more to go. 2 more that were recorded with Joey.
Yep.
So.
But and that aside, as far as she goes, we're respecting her privacy, and we ask that you guys do the same.
Please.
Please do.
Yeah, please. But yeah, moving on. The new studio.
Mm-hmm.
I love the way this is sounding,
Yes. Oh man.
and part of that is a new soundboard.
Yes.
We had some problems because, of course,
Right, of course we
we
did.
fucking did.
We're cursed.
Yeah, the curse has spread past the tribal episodes.
All right,
Apparently.
it's but thanks to our wonderful patrons,
Oh man.
we were able to fix that pretty well immediately.
Yeah.
You know?
Man, patrons, thank you so much because. Oh man, we'd be up Shit's Creek without a paddle, kind of thing, without these guys.
Oh yeah, we'd be completely screwed. So thank you so much. And because of that, I know we just did a last episode. We'll give you guys another shout out. To thank you. I want to thank you, Cole, Nicole, Christina, and Amine, storyteller Sean, who's never met a silver fang he didn't like, and strides through the dark.
And thank you to Reesley, Mage of Mind, Sexy Arsonist, Anthony, Melissa, Jason McKean, and Dracoon Stew.
I want to thank Lucas Biggs, Silver Fox, Lyrics of War, JPC, Hayes, and recently crowned apple polishing champion, Charybdis Jenkins.
Good job, Jenks.
Good job, Jenkins.
Man. I know I said it in the last episode, but Jesus Christ, dude.
We're without supervision now, man. Anything goes.
Yeah, no. Still love you, Charybdis.
So what are we talking about today?
I don't know. This is a kind of a Tom's idea.
Was it?
No.
This was your idea.
This is mine? Which
Yeah.
one? Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Danny's lost it.
Oh man, our producer's already off. He's done.
Off to a good start.
I thought this was Tom's.
No.
Can we just say the name? Can we just say the episode?
We're going with fetishes and talents today.
Yeah, we are talking fetishes. And shout out to the suggestion from one of our Discord members, Turtle. So we're focusing on leather feet and like adult babies today, specifically.
Oh my god!
What?
Different. My bad. Sorry.
Different podcast?
I don't know what you guys are talking about. Whoa.
That's RAI After Dark. Never mind.
That exists? Oh, I'm too young for that.
You are too young for that.
We're on like version 25 of Tom, so.
Jesus. No, yeah, we're talking fetishes and talents today. The whole nine. We're going to talk about how to make them, their importance, maybe go over some homebrew shit. I think it's a great part. It's a really fun part of Werewolf. Like for me.
Yeah. It's a much bigger part than some people lead on to be.
It certainly can be. I think about it, like, how I love my fetishes.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole spirituality side of the nation, and, that there's a lot of room there to dig into.
Right.
And so I think fetish creation, talent creation is just such a cool outlet to get just crazy creative.
Yeah, but I say you get to be very creative with it.
Yeah.
You can go down so many avenues.
And ultimately there's a payoff for the players.
Right.
In that as well, which I think is cool. I think, and maybe I'm alone here, I think there's something really satisfying about putting in that work to make the fetish and deal with the spirit and do the binding and all that you did that. It wasn't just something you picked up in battle. You made, you quote unquote made that fucker.
Right. No, I know what you're saying, and yeah, it is a big deal. And we look at, we'll go through the homebrew stuff. And yes, we're going to do some homebrew stuff. We're going to go through maybe a few examples in the books and stuff. But like at the same time, I'm curious of listeners. What kinds of things have you guys come up with? Because it can't all be something from the book. I mean, at least I hope not.
Let's take a few calls.
Oh, is that set up yet?
Oh, do we not have that ability?
Is this live?
No.
Well,
no.
Oh.
We're alive.
How are you taking it?
We're
how are you
alive.
taking phone calls? Nobody's listening.
Jesus, don't say that.
I might have cursed us more.
What did you do?
Uh-oh.
So write in and throw
Snail
some,
mail in, yeah.
Throw some ideas. Like I said, I'm very curious on some of your guys' home brews, or even the stories behind them, because that's a big deal too.
Yeah. That's something too to bring up is like every fetish has a story behind it.
Right.
These are artifacts and works of art and weapons and magic items. Sure.
Right.
But yeah, there's a history behind every one of them. You got to keep in mind with a fetish that's a spirit is in there.
Mm-hmm.
At least one, depending on what you're talking about.
And that's its home.
Yeah, that's its home now. It gave up its freedom to bestow that item with a power or something to help the nation. I mean, that's the pact right there.
Yeah.
And
I like how it said too that they're all named, and it just shows their importance.
Well,
And
it's
they're
giving
saying-
the spirit that due respect.
yes.
Yeah, exactly. It's the respect part of it. And at the same time, it shows that the spiritual connection between the Garu themselves and the spirits. If they're able to convince that spirit to bind themselves to that fetish.
Well, and let's take a step back with that word convince.
Okay.
Because I think there's an implication behind that we're using trickery. Like that time I convinced you to take that $7 bill.
He took it.
I know. He gave me $50 for it. He thought it was limited edition, Dude, it had Clinton on it. What's wrong with you?
Oh my god.
The problem was it was George Clinton.
Oh, okay. That makes a little more sense.
Yeah, wasn't even Bill. I don't understand how you fell for it. But
I hate you.
Oh boy.
But no, it's Because it's, I mean, certainly you could trick a spirit into it. I mean, theoretically.
Mm-hmm.
I like how they did have that in the book, though, that if they were tricked into it and it broke,
Oh,
you had a pissed off spirit.
Problems, yeah.
I mean, that's if it broke. And that's something we're going to talk about later, too.
Right.
Because, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
But, that connection there, it's, you are, I mean, you say convince, but you're talking to spirit into giving up its freedom and you go in this home. And it's like, it's almost like let's make a deal, not like the game show.
Okay.
But, it's like a seller's market. You have this item.
Right.
Okay. And you've prepared it properly. And what I'm saying is, like, you don't grab a baseball bat from the shelf at Walmart.
Yeah, what kind of spirit's going to want to sit in there, right?
Right. This was made in a sweatshop by, like, a 4-year-old Chinese kid. Cool. This is where I want to live. That's the vibe I want my home to have. Sweatshop chic. But, if, like, that oak tree fell, like The Natural, right? Is that the movie? You don't know. It's older than you.
Jeez.
I mean,
keep dating yourself even more.
The tree, you carve that yourself. You made this baseball bat.
Mm-hmm.
This was a hunk of tree. Now it's a bat because of your blood, sweat, and tears. That's a different thing.
Yeah, that's putting the effort and showing that spirit that this is worth doing.
Right. It's a much nicer home.
Yeah.
Than the sweatshop bat.
Maybe unless you're looking at a spirit of labor. I don't know.
Stretch.
What would that do?
Force kids to work?
It was a stretch. You're right. Sorry.
I like how the book also puts it, though, that the fetishes are like objects of art, with the way you're saying it.
Yeah.
You're obviously carving it. You're putting your blood, sweat, and tears into making the object. Not saying it's just a baseball bat, anything, a knife, anything.
Yeah.
So, these things are elaborately decorated with drawings and carvings and glyphs. Anything that can tell a story behind the tool's purpose. I like how the book puts that. Like,
No, you're absolutely
the way you're
right.
going to carve into it, and it's just you're telling the story of, like, hey, this is how I made it.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think, again, goes back to the importance to show that spirit.
Right.
Yeah. Because, again, this is the house I've built for you in exchange.
I'm sure that's not the only exchange, though.
No.
Because there has to be some type of deal. The spirit's going to want something.
Exactly. And usually, not always, a negotiated donation of gnosis will suffice. More interestingly...
I like how you put that.
Thank you. But, alternatively, and I think more interestingly, could be to do something, a quest of some sort for the spirit. Or on behalf of the spirit's brood, or,
Any examples like that?
Well, I was... top of my head, I want to look at Tom's bow. And now, to be clear on that bow, the fetish part itself was the string, was the view. And that was the sinew of a wolf that was hunted down unjustly by poachers. And it was soaked for a month in the blood of those poachers.
Right. I mean, yeah, it's the sacrifice you were willing to make is now the sacrifice I am giving to you. No, I don't like that.
I wanted so badly to give it to you.
Yeah.
Because I know what the sentiment is.
It was close.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm bummed out.
you were almost there. It's like foul ball. You got a piece of it. You just
I'm
still on this baseball kick.
I might edit that out now.
Oh, that's true. He has control of that now.
Ugh. Damn it.
Oh, boy.
So, producer Tommy.
Oh, all right.
I ain't teaching you shit.
That made it come back.
There we go. Jesus Christ. All right. I think that's an example to where, and I mean, I made that up 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
When I created that fetish. Mm-hmm. But I could imagine the idea would be, okay, well, you took it, you refined it, and you put it in the blood, and then you go summon the spirit that you're going to put in there, and the spirit would be like, well, okay, but give me the killers. You soaked it in hunter's blood, and that's awesome. You did it, you did it under the moon, it's bathed in moonlight, great, but the blood of the guys who killed the wolf,
Okay, no, I see what you're saying. No, it's like, hey, I know what this is, and the spirit saying, look, I know what you did, and I appreciate it, but
it's not good enough. Right. And And sometimes, they'll say that, like, they're going to say that no matter what. Mm-hmm. You go, what a piece of shit, no matter what.
What's the good's line? Not good enough. I mean,
well, yeah, it's the opening line because they want the better deal,
right? I mean, who wouldn't?
Right.
You got to have that bargaining.
It's negotiation.
Yep.
Spirit wants to help you. You want the thing. Great. Everyone wants the same thing. It's just what's the price? And that can be fun, and it can be a lot of fun with spirits that are more
warbound.
No, I was going to say more human-like,
which I kind of leads into the same thing.
Greedy.
Okay. Okay. Now I see where
you see where I'm getting there. Like I think about my portrayal of Raccoon historically,
which is great because
this is good. This is fine and all. I mean, if I was 5, I would be very excited about this. If I was just a little thing, but hey, I'm a grown man, and you gotta. Does this come in adult sizes?
It's about as adult as it gets. You can squeeze a paw in it.
I could squeeze a paw somewhere else too, buddy. But this isn't going to work.
Oh, wow! We went that far, huh? Okay.
Yep.
But that's pretty traditional with my portrayal of Raccoon.
Yes, we know that.
So there you go, guys. A little inside, yeah. That's how it's done.
So yeah, greedy.
Yeah, even some more commerce-based spirits, something like Almighty Dollar or Easy Credit or shit like that. Maybe Cockroach to an extent, or
No, I see it. Yeah, stuff like Almighty Dollar and Easy Credit.
Try to convince Almighty Dollar into a fetish. What?
I'm pulling examples.
Okay, I was about to say, wait, what?
It's just examples of what you can do for that spirit.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking for something that's going to be more inclined to argue back. To really bust your balls in negotiation.
You're right.
Versus
which is
something
going to be the more powerful.
Right. And also the more of those human type constructs.
Right.
Those more geared toward that kind of thing, to where it's a fire juggling is probably more affable by its nature when it comes to
matches.
when it comes time to negotiation.
It just you consume a thing. Well, I like consuming,
and it could be that simple. Yeah. Maybe it's a little more complicated, but again, I think something like that is going to give you an easier time.
Oh yeah,
than
something major like your big time spirits like Almighty Dollar, something
Grandfather
like
Thunder, Grandfather Thunder.
Oh, but and again, you're not really going to bind Grandfather Thunder into like a pocket watch. That's not going to happen.
No, he's going into Grandclave.
Well, he's not even going to go into Grandclave.
No?
You're lucky to convince him to do anything.
But I didn't even get an avatar in there. What's wrong with you? But again, it's those loftier concepts. There's more, again, like Raccoon. He ain't nobody's fool. Rat. You could get a rat juggling or something. Maybe you spread some plague or something like the Bind Rune amulets, which we'll talk about in a bit.
Okay.
Those are a little controversial, I feel.
Oh, okay. Then we'll wait for that one.
Yeah, we'll wait till we're out of shit to talk about.
I know nothing about the amulets.
And like we talk about Tom's bow, and obviously we've mentioned that before. And then we'll talk about with the blade that I've made. Mm-hmm. And again, we've talked about it before, but with something like this, like he crafted that himself.
Right.
My character crafted that himself
with like hand tools.
Yes.
And when we like just basic fucking caveman level.
Yeah. A rock.
We could have went to Walmart and got a hammer.
I mean, maybe.
It was very basic.
Yes.
Because the literal blood and sweat that went into that.
And he's only doing it with one arm.
One arm, yeah.
So it was not only that, but it was the time invested into it too, and the attempts.
Well, the quality mattered because it took 3 tries.
3 tries. Yep.
He put the thing together. He's almost had it done, and Whiplash walks up and goes, "What about this?" And he hits it on a particular angle against a tree stump, and the thing shatters.
Yep.
It's not there for that story.
No, you weren't. No. You were on the hiatus.
All right.
So, and then attempt 2 was it broke? Like, it was just too much sharpening, or there was some kind of stress crack, or whatever the case was. And then attempt 3 went in looking for advice, spent way more time on it than the previous 2 attempts, took serious time to make sure it was perfect.
Yeah, it took months, and that's something. As players, you're making a fetish.
Mm-hmm.
that should be a long process.
Yeah, that's not
This
something you
should
just
take
do in
months.
5 minutes.
Right. Can't go, I got this wood carving, it's neat. Thunder Spirit, let's go. This wooden kazoo now shoots lightning. He was thinking about the jamboree.
The one that never came.
What? I'm just trying to picture it, and I can't.
Get a wooden kazoo. When you
I
hit
can't.
it,
It like shoots lightning.
Yeah, I know, but I can't picture convincing a thunder spirit to get into that.
No, it's
can
pretty
we?
dumb, but
yeah. I don't
this
think
is
you
a
can.
dumb example, but I'm just giving a random thing.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the point. Is like, that first of all, yes, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So how does that work in terms of getting a spirit to agree? Because it should have something to do with what you're putting together.
Right.
We talk about it. We used the baseball bat earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, going to a fire spirit or like a termite spirit might not be
The best idea.
right.
Goodbye fetish.
You're like, hey, well, or how about this? You're like, hey, you know what though? We get something like birds. It could be like, it'll like swing quicker, more true.
Or it'll make a chirp noise.
Or, what's what's kind of a crazy bird is the woodpecker. Because it just stabs it and doesn't give a shit. It can just headbutt that stuff all day long. You put a woodpecker spirit with a fucking wooden bat. What is wrong with you?
I don't know.
But
I don't
it's
have
examples.
that.
Obviously, that's not gonna.
Yeah.
You can't put a water spirit in your Zippo, dude. It's not.
And that was the example I was going to use. Is a fire spirit or a fire tool with a water spirit.
Yeah, there's certain. It's not going to work how you want it to work.
Right.
So you want to keep the spirit in question in mind.
Well, keep them happy.
Again, they're going to live in this
Give
thing.
them a home that they're going to want.
Yeah, something that they're going to
stay.
want. That's going to
Yes.
make sense for them.
Yeah, something the sacrifices you are making are pleasing to them.
Right, and maybe not equal, because one's giving up their freedom and one's like making a fucking bat. But, but a representative of the fact, acknowledging, respectful, there we go, of the fact that the sacrifice the spirit's going to make.
I think that's what I was trying to say earlier that I just screwed up.
Yeah, I blocked that out.
Yeah, that's bad news, Bear.
That happened in the past. I don't even remember it. I think we're all better for it.
Oh, thanks. Oh, great. So, what kind of other home brewed fetishes? I mean, you've had a lot of games over the years.
A lot, and shockingly, not as many homebrew fetishes. Not as many people have gone that mile, and I think maybe part of that might be because in the old days, the original days, I was mostly storytelling, but I also had a character in that pack. So like you look at the Silent Holidays, as I was playing Sekhmet, but Sekhmet was just off on jobs all the time because I was always storytelling.
Okay.
Once I do 2 or 3 every 15 stories or so.
That's
So
nuts.
Sekhmet would be there, but he's off at a job.
Right.
So now they don't have a Thursh.
Okay, so now I see where you're getting at.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's a big deal too.
Right. It's like, oh, well, the guy who would do this isn't here.
Somebody learn spirit speech.
All right. Give it to Sage.
Oh.
No.
Yes, the mute.
that guy's deaf, though.
Oh, come on. You suck.
You know what that is? That's a call forward, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
That's
not
quite
gonna be out
that's
till
a bit
May.
forward.
That
but
is
yes.
that is a call forward. In a month or two, that's going to be really funny.
Oh, boy.
Holy shit. So, yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of opportunity, though I do have a couple examples.
Okay.
There was, and I don't remember the names of these fetishes, what we called them, but, sorry.
I mean, yeah, we're in a current game now, so you can't be expected to know every single one of them.
All right, we're talking 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
But we
No
had,
one's blaming you.
there was a,
I'm blaming him.
thanks. Okay, it was a little, what was this, little pinwheel things?
Okay.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Like the pig commercial and the Progressive, whatever. He's got the pinwheel hanging out the door.
Yeah, and like the
And he's going, wee.
Yeah, those. And it was it the dandelion?
Probably.
Is that it? Where it's all the seeds?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, with one of those in it. So the idea was, is when you activate this fetish, it spins and blows those seeds in the direction of home.
Well, that's a good idea.
So you convinced essentially a dandelion spirit to live in it.
Yeah, and the idea was, is it was always, again, it would always find home.
For the user, then.
Yes. And part of the caveat to this was it had to be passed on to young Garu. So you could only have it as a Clive.
Oh, okay.
And once you progressed, you have to give it to someone else who will need to find the way home.
See, I know you've mentioned that before.
If a spiral got a hold of that fetish,
it would take him to his home.
So it just okay. I'm just trying to think of it. If it's in an enemy's hands, would it take it to the owner's home?
No, it's the holder's home.
The holder's okay.
I know you've mentioned that one very briefly, I'm sure, but I didn't know the background behind it. That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, I think that having to pass it on was part of the deal that was made. And the idea is that the appreciation for it and the love for it would grow and pass, much like the roots of them.
Well
Genius.
done.
That is genius.
Well done. I like that. That's cool.
And then there was the, what was it? Was it a necklace? With the earth spirit.
Oh, okay. You mentioned this one too. It was like an anklet.
It was an anklet?
Yeah, it was an anklet. Yeah.
Yeah, that when activated, it would ensure there would be earth under your feet during the duration that it's active.
To make sure you can make this jump or get across whatever.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Place.
And it's very specific on that.
Mm-hmm.
So what would happen is there would be earth under your feet. So yeah, if you needed to run across this lake, the ground would rise to meet the shape of that foot and would hold for, however long. So you could have, that person run first, like maybe probably in Krynos, so there's bigger feet, and create a literal footpath across this ravine or across this river or,
Now, could, say the user do that and then the user's pack follow behind?
No, exactly. Well, that's why you want them to go first.
Okay.
Well, I was thinking more of it came up to meet their feet, but once their foot left that spot, it disintegrated.
It holds for X amount of turns.
Okay. That makes sense then.
Yeah, and that's probably something you can decide when creating that fetish.
Exactly. I mean, that's how that went,
That's neat.
That one's a cool
And it's just
one.
convincing an earth spirit, obviously.
Yeah.
And again, those are home brewed. That's not something from the book.
Yeah, it's just shit we made up.
So again,
What was the anklet made out of?
I don't remember. It's been a long time.
Yeah, I'm assuming
It was
maybe roots of something. Just trying to think.
No, it was some sort of. It was stone.
It was stone. Okay.
It was a specific one. I just don't remember.
So again, home brewed ones, not from the book. So if any listeners have some of that home brewed stuff, please write them in. Send them on Discord. I don't care. I love hearing this shit. I already said it so many times.
Hearing the creativity from everyone. Yeah, we do love that.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's we don't do anything with them. We just want to hear.
Yeah.
What cool shit have you done?
Yeah, exactly. What cool shit have you brought to the table?
And I just love spitballing that kind of stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
What could you put with what to make a thing?
Yeah. Now, we can go from there to talk about weapons, because most weapons are usually war spirits.
Well, sure.
Now, something like that's usually trying to appease the spirits. That's as long as you're spilling the blood of your enemies or, whatever. That's usually how that goes. As long as you can continually please your spirit.
So
that's a weird sentence.
Convincing boar to live into something.
I don't know about boar, but just
boar loves blood sacrifices.
It wouldn't be boar. It would be a boar.
Well, a boar, yeah, not actual boar. It would be like a Gafflinger.
Just a war spirit. Sometimes it's just the spirit of war.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. You have your clave has a war spirit in it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. First of all, that silver is not a metal you want to use.
No.
I mean, it's not a hard metal.
Take quite a bit of a gnosis hit.
No, I mean, just if you're going to make a weapon, in the world today, you're hey, I learned how to make a knife, but, I love forged in fire, so I went to blacksmithing school and I'm going to make a knife. You're going to use silver.
No, it's a really soft metal.
Right. Mm-hmm. The war spirit makes that viable.
Right, and it makes it strong, never have to be sharpened kind of thing.
Right. That's part of that deal. So, your clave there's a war spirit in that clave. If there's more into it, it's likely a grand clave. Because that's why grand claves will have additional powers at times.
Makes sense.
And I love how, and if we're going to go to claves, I love how just like the presence of a clave is just an absolute show of authority.
Oh, yeah. And they even mentioned that in the book. It's like flaunting your renown.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because no Goliath is going to have a
Well,
clave.
it's funny you bring that up.
Okay.
This is right. It's the same. Right where I was going to go to. It's perfect because
Must have read your mind or something.
when you're putting a character together, you have 5 points in backgrounds.
Right.
And who's to say you're a storyteller? That's who. But who's to say you can't have 5 points in fetish and start with a clave? Now,
Should you, though?
Well, it depends on the character. I mean,
Yeah,
that's getting into where it depends on the character and your background. Like,
yeah, that's a very depending on the circumstances question. But let's look deeper into that though, and assume the answer is yes. It's inherited by the father, who blah 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 blah. The story checks out. You put some thought into it, bully.
Okay, as long as it's a good story
But-
behind it, fine.
But yeah, so we're going past that. We're going past the it happened. Okay, too
Okay.
bad. It's happened. It's in the game now.
But,
Too
okay,
fucking bad.
that's fine.
first change, he's got to click.
Johnny Hairball has a clave.
Hairball.
It's a bone gnar. It's crazy.
I thought that was Julio Trashmouth.
There's more than one bone gnar, you racist.
Oh,
I don't know what that had to do with race. I'm sorry.
Tribist.
It's just what was in my heart.
maybe he'll prefer a Timothy McDougal or something.
I
I
don't
don't know.
What?
Fiona.
But,
Sure.
jeez. But Alan Jefferson. You happy now?
No.
Alan Jefferson started with a clave.
Okay. All right, we got the name.
Okay.
You happy? Are we good? Can we continue?
Yes, please.
Okay, cool. So here's this 15-year-old boy
With a
an-
late changer.
whatever, with this ancient, supremely powerful, deadly fucking weapon that he has no idea, not only the significance of, but the power of, nor any idea how to actually use the thing.
Well, depending on the backstory. I'm just saying, right. But I mean, if you said he inherited from his dad, hopefully his dad gave him...
Maybe.
At the same time, what do you know?
Right.
We're not talking...
Because
No.
he's not going to give that thing the respect it deserves.
Right. I mean, yeah, because we're not talking about 15, I've been in the nation for 2 years. We're talking about 15, I had my change last week.
Nice.
So,
yeah.
so what does he know?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
He had his change and his dad died.
Yep. And he's walking around with this thing proud as can be. Now, how long does he get to walk around with that thing before someone tries to take it?
Minutes.
But I mean, that's
If that.
that's a thing. That an elder Garu would obviously try to take that from him.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, even a peer would try to take that from him.
And on the Discord, Turtle posed a question.
Okay.
He said, why don't the elders have all the fetishes even though the litany says they have the right to?
Well, largely because the elders got that way by being, and this isn't all-inclusive, obviously,
No.
but mostly they had to be wise enough to live that long. Wise and skilled enough.
Mm-hmm.
And, if you're a Kasai Moonwalker, right, and you're leading the sept of the sweet summer rain,
Mm-hmm.
you're the warder here and you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, so why would you keep all of that stuff?
Yeah. They would be foolish to deprive an army for what would essentially be your ego at that point. So that just comes with the wisdom of being an elder. And also maybe not an asshole.
Just
There's
maybe.
that too. I mean,
the litany states, though, and we had this argument, spoils of war.
It states that they have the right to them. Yes, they have the right to them. But that doesn't mean...
I know, right? It's the
Go on, gentlemen.
2.0.
Continue, gentlemen.
It states they have the right to take them, but a smart elder, for that matter, won't.
Well, now you're just,
Well, and while we're at it, how long does a tyrant like that stay in power?
That's true. He'll get overthrown quickly if he keeps being a dick.
I mean,
Mutiny.
the litany isn't, it's not super clear on murdering someone in their sleep.
It's more like guidelines.
Jeez.
You can't point me to the section about someone accidentally tripping over their own clave and beheading themselves while they were asleep. You just rolled weird. I don't understand.
It rolled weird.
Yeah. You slept funny and now my head's off.
Crazy.
Oh, it's crazy how that happened.
I
I guess
guess,
this is mine now.
It's nuts.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I feel they would have wanted me to have it though. So
Right.
yeah.
In fact, I think she wrote
This
it
is
down.
my Jarl hammer.
Right? It's crazy.
Crazy how that worked. Oh boy.
So that stuff kind of evens itself out. But again, it's the wisdom of an elder to not do that.
Hopefully they're not an asshole.
Right. And again, how long does that last?
No, that's why I said.
I mean, a fresh changer walking in with a freaking clave.
Right. And
Hopefully someone walks up and just says no.
Sure.
We'll
But
put this away until you're ready for it.
That should be part of it. If you
let
maybe
him
not
grow into it. You mean?
maybe not that I'm going to pull this away, but people trying to.
Oh, yeah.
That should happen all the time. Who are you? So, and it's worse. What if it's a grand clave? Are you kidding me?
No way.
The warder better be grabbing that from him and just, this is mine now.
Right?
That's nuts.
Until you deserve it,
Or never.
Or never, yeah. Because
I mean,
you're
I'm the
not
one-
going to stop me from taking this from you.
If you live long enough, maybe I'll give it back.
Yeah, and legit challenges for it all the time. But yeah, even the not legit. The Ragabash sneaking into the sleeping area at night and going,
I'm taking it the forgotten. You didn't even have one.
Right?
Nice.
Nice, right?
Yeah. That got used. Actually, that got used on Tom.
It
Remember?
Yes.
Yes, it did.
Hey, these are some cool things you have. What
That's-
things? I don't have anything.
That's coming up, I think, pretty soon.
Yeah.
In the Guilty, at our Guilty postmortems.
I think that'll be our June one.
Might that be June?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a
It's
couple,
June or July.
Yeah.
It's one of those two.
It's coming up, that very scenario. Where, we won't go into details, but someone got his fetish gifted to him.
A second time?
It wasn't my fetish. It was talents.
It was
were
arrows?
It was the arrows.
All right.
So maybe we switch to explain what talons are.
Yeah, might as well. And I think everyone should know. We didn't cover... I guess whatever. Talon is a temporary fetish, basically.
Temporary fetish.
Temporary.
It's
It's
a
one use.
one-time, yeah.
Yep.
Could they be used multiple times?
I suppose theoretically, I'm sure if we looked really hard or wished a lot, we could find an example of something that might be used 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
But we
Mainly they're for the...
yeah, we're not playing the outlier game.
Yeah, that's a... Is this a fetish? Is this a talon?
Shut up.
Yeah, exactly. We're not,
So we'll just say...
it's
Okay.
a one... I mean, it's even stated in the... It's a one-time use item.
Yeah.
Okay. So just a fetish is a permanent, a talon is a single use.
Well, it's a permanent until it's broken. But.
Yeah. There are things that can be done.
Right.
But yeah, the talons, and then obviously that's easier to get a...
To convince the spirit?
Right. But it still takes work and time. You can't half-ass it.
No.
Because it's still their home until you decide to use it.
And here's the thing. You get a really neat fetish arrow. You get a frost spirit in this arrow.
Oh,
And
I
it's
would
gonna-
save that.
And it's
though.
going to Mr. Freeze somebody, right? Go Sub-Zero style.
That would be
I'm-
cool.
But then you don't use it for 20 years.
Right, so he's had to live in that thing for 20 years. You better be good.
Oh.
So yeah, let's not... You don't half-ass it.
I would carve that out of an ice block.
That would be interesting. And I kind of love that.
Yeah, I would totally. I was thinking, like, okay, so I'd go to, the mountains and make sure Luna's there and get a big ice block and carve it out of an ice block.
So you just have this icicle arrow sitting in your quiver forever?
Well,
Until
since
you
it
use it?
Well,
has, but it wouldn't melt because
And
it has...
that's the thing is I love the idea that you get that spirit inside of it and it would preserve the
it
integrity
so it
of
would
the
not
arrow.
melt.
I love that.
No, it's a cool idea. Just don't stay in the hot sun for too long. Might
Would-
get mad
would
at
you
you.
just-
But I just stated that's
Yeah,
not going to
you're
matter
just-
because the frost spirit is in it, keeping it preserved.
No. Just don't be in the sun for too long. You might make that spirit mad.
I see what you I see-
no, I see
Okay,
where
we
he's
let you
getting-
finish your sentence and it wasn't
We thought,
so dumb.
yeah, it wasn't so dumb. You are
Thanks.
correct, but that's also why I have my fetishes get blurred into other objects. That's one of my other gifts. So I don't actually walk around with a frickin' bow and a quiver around my shoulder in the city, going, "Hey, look at me! I got a bow."
Like the weatherman. Lots of Nick Cage references going on today. Lots of Nick Cage.
Nick Cage noises.
Bees, man.
What is going on? Well, and that's the thing. I've also, I hate that we don't have a thurge because I've wanted to try to make some talons for myself instead of inheriting them.
Right. Well, and we talked about this 2 weeks ago.
Something like that.
2 weeks ago, I think, where you can get help from a thurge.
Right.
They
But
can
how often do we have that downtime in our games right now? I mean, we've been hectic crazy.
Well, you did, but this Chronicle is all about...
Yeah, it's a very lax chronicle.
Yeah, it's a very freedom of movement.
Which is great, because now I can explore that
Yeah.
avenue and we can play this out.
Now
Yeah.
you have the time to do it,
Yep.
whereas before we didn't.
Which is ironic, because we don't have the time in our real lives, so we had to push it back a month.
Fun.
Oh, well.
Scheduling sucks.
Yeah, it does. But hey, we're here for you guys and we're having fun, so that's first.
Yeah.
So I do love that Frost idea, because
I really like
that's
that.
going to stick there now.
I really
But
like
my
that.
initial idea was a vine spirit.
Okay.
So obviously carve an arrow out of wood or something, maybe even a tree root,
Okay.
and then use vine leaves or something as the flights on it. And then try to convince a vine spirit, just, hey, I'll need, entangle whatever I shoot you at, and then you're free to be.
And you should play some Bob Dylan while you're talking to the spirit. All tangled up in blue.
Maybe I'll go ask my buddy to pull out his guitar.
Couldn't hurt. Can't imagine it helping.
No, I was going to say, I don't think it'll help.
Not with. I'm not even sorry for that. So
I know you're not.
it's like that. We were actually talking about, because again, we were talking about spirits on Discord. We came in for the session today, and while I was waiting for everyone, I posed, hey, anyone in the Discord have anything they want touched down on? And so we were talking about different type of spirits and how you want to handle them, and how to talk to spirits. And we talked about this before too. Is
Right.
They don't have the same concept of things that you and I do.
No, they don't.
They understand the world in the context of their world, not ours.
Yeah.
So, like...
You can't drown a fire spirit kind of thing.
Well, more than that is, a rose doesn't know what the worm is, but it might understand the great drought.
Okay.
If you go to a seal, you can't expect it to tell you which way the robbers went, but you can expect seal to help you find a kiss from a rose in the gray.
You are on a roll, sir.
Did you save that? All fucking day?
Aspen to the chamber.
All day, hasn't
Yeah.
it? You've been waiting.
All day.
God damn it.
This is the first time we've heard it too, guys, so oh boy.
You son of a bitch. Just waiting.
What an asshole.
Yep. Full
Holy
disclosure,
hell.
I did the same joke on Discord. I was so proud of it, I thought everyone needed to hear it.
Oh boy.
Too bad we haven't been on Discord yet. We'd see it coming, huh?
Yeah, I know,
if
right?
you would have checked before you got here.
A little busy, sorry.
That's fine.
Oh my. Where were we?
Before I set that up.
The convincing of spirits.
Yes.
How would you... Okay, as a storyteller, how would you portray that?
The vine spirit?
Yeah, okay, so we'll go back to my vine feather, making my
I like the
talent.
Frost and better, but all right.
Well, no, we go Frost.
All right,
That's
yeah.
fine.
No, 'cause I love that idea.
No, I do too. I really do.
No. It's cool.
And the idea of you're doing it out of ice and having the spirit would preserve the integrity. There's no rule that says that, but there's no reason it can't.
Right.
And so that's super fucking cool. Well,
I just can't. I'm trying to rack my brain on how I would even speak to this thing. Because how would you portray a Frost spirit?
top of my head, it would be very, obviously cold and very emotional, and short-tempered.
Mm-hmm.
Like that biting, like the biting cold.
Mm-hmm.
I would also have it be, I want to say easily distracted, but I want to go back into the short-tempered. As the wind blows through, it wants to be unimpeded. What do you want? What do you want? You're holding me up.
It has somewhere to be, so you better make it quick.
Yeah.
Crap. This is why I'm not Thursh.
Not yet. So this is good prep for the day you roll one.
Yeah.
Rethinking that idea?
A little bit. That's a little rough. It's one of those, I need your assistance on a thing. I'm asking you to live in this for a temporary time until I need your services.
That's, no. Ooh.
Well, now we're dealing with Owl.
No, is it woo? Not who.
Oh.
The owl is more sharp.
No, in fact, Owl would have told you to start over because you talk too much.
That is true.
But I think at that point, I think you'd want to be straight and to the point, a little reverential. Maybe blow it a little. Not literally. Don't give me that look. Butter the motherfucker up a little bit. That's what I'm saying. Jesus. Your heads out of the gutter, you sickos. What kind of show do you think this is?
I don't know anymore.
Hey, Thanks for listening to the podcast.
Oh,
Nice.
that's much sharper too now, huh?
Yeah.
Only you would know.
No. So yeah, you'd probably butter up, but again, you got to think in terms of it. So oh great spirit of frost or of the bitter cold. I seek your guidance, your protection. Your assistance in in battling the great thaw.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Right, because it can understand thaw is the death of it. So help me.
No, I like that. I just weird having to twist it like that though.
Yeah, but that's part of the fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you take maybe if you're talking about doing it out of a block of ice, you're saying this ice it will melt, and you're trying to avoid it. I don't know,
I'm
something
trying
like that.
or trying to keep it from thawing.
Okay. Or keep it
To
from thawing.
preserve its magnificence.
Right, because I carved it. It's my artwork.
There you go.
In fact, at that point, I would even consider bleeding into it. Making sure your blood mixes. Perhaps it wasn't always ice. It started as water, perhaps mixed with blood, and you took it somewhere with a sub-zero temperature to forge the thing. And I'm just spitballing here.
I like it.
That's a cool idea too.
We might have to play that out here shortly.
Let my blood enhance your rage to stop my enemies, to whatever.
Let's stick with this arrow idea. You have any other kind of ideas you would do for arrows like that?
I have one, but it's not feasible.
Like, I even thought like Hawkeye or Green Arrow.
Yeah, no, I'm getting to be
punching
Hawkeye
glove
at this
the
point.
end of it?
Yeah, you just summon Rocky. Hey, old Rock,
I had one other one, but I couldn't think of.
help me take down Apollo.
He's still going.
Yeah, that's right.
I couldn't think of what I would make it out of.
What are you thinking?
Well, the spirit I was thinking about would be napalm.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
We were talking
the
about that.
nature of napalm
Yeah,
and
and
what that
it's-
spirit would be like.
Would
And
it be tainted by worm? Because that is a human creation. Humans made napalm.
in my response to that, my gut response is so is the General Lee. No, I know that fucking totem, but there you go.
Right. No, I know what you're saying.
But it's also like, what kind of arrow could I bind that to? Because it's napalm.
I mean, wood, because wood burns.
Oh, it's napalm burner.
So you find
Burn whatever it wants to burn.
Right.
Yeah, but maybe you find like an oak wood because it burns slower than like a pine.
But at this point, a napalm spirit would be living in it. It's what can contain.
But that's a good point, though, Danny.
Again,
No,
we're
that's-
spitballing. So
No, I like that. I'm not Jonathan Outdoorsman.
None of us aggressively are.
Yeah. I am not Grizzly Adams. Do not let the beard fool you.
I thought you were Bear Grylls, but okay.
What?
Nothing.
Bear Grylls,
You're Bear Grylls.
the ultimate outdoorsman,
Yeah.
Okay. See, I don't even know that.
Survivor man.
I'm neither Harry or a Henderson. I can't. I don't know how. But I don't know what fucking temperature. I don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
So you saying that, I never thought of that. What temperature? The woodwork that that should matter when say you're making something for a fire spirit.
Yeah.
It should definitely matter.
Mm-hmm.
Like pine. Like pine wood is a lot lighter, but it burns like 10 times faster than any other wood kind of thing. So maybe most of your arrows are made of pine because they're lighter.
Mm-hmm.
But you do more of the oak, burns slower.
And in
It's a
that
thought, but yeah.
Longer.
Yes.
That's
And that's what napalm would like. It allows him to wreak havoc
or
longer.
it would like the pine arrows because it destroys faster.
And
Or
that's-
that.
I'd lean that way personally.
Well, again, that would be up to you.
Well, sure, but I mean, yeah, it is. It's however you're going to take it.
At this point, it's essentially fire spirit, but
Plus.
times 10.
Right. I think that would be a much more aggressive spirit because, while fire is a natural thing, fire can be aggressive and it can be mean, but it's also life-giving. It gives light and heat and warmth. So it can also be a very kind and nurturing spirit. Your mileage will vary, but
Yes.
there it is. For napalm,
It's just destruction.
right. It was made for a singular murdery purpose. That's a nastier spirit no matter what affiliation it takes in the triad.
No, yeah, it's a solid point.
Be very, very tough to deal with. That's why I said I've toyed with that one, but I don't think I'd ever go down that route just because I don't have unless I run into a very strong third.
Well, and if I remember correctly, Butchers in the Shadows recommended that.
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, you said fire spirit.
I said fire spirit, and he's like, no, you're not thinking big enough. Napalm.
Yeah, he's like Bush League.
Yeah, Bush League.
Bush
Napalm.
League.
But here's the thing about that is Butchers in the Shadows may have just been fucking with you.
Right.
Because that's the character.
He might have said that knowing
that you'll try it.
It might try something that might be worm affiliated. Now you pulled a Bane out, or that it would just fuck you up, and he finds that amusing.
I mean, I've also toyed with like thinking about wind spirits and stuff to make the arrows faster, stronger.
That was my next.
Yeah, there's many. I mean, we can get off this arrow kick and go to other types of talons because I'm sure there is.
There's plenty of shit. I mean, name a thing.
Right. Well,
a necklace or something.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to your imagination and level of creativity.
I think that's the worthier part. It's the creativity. And that's why I want to hear people's ideas. I love that creativity.
Well, and then this brings me back to the binder.
You could make a ring out of vines and bind a vine spirit in it, and then that ring, you throw it at whoever you want to bind.
Right?
Yeah. Doesn't even have to be an arrow. Sorry, I'm stuck in the vine thing.
That's all right. Could create like a 30-second video and put it on. Did I do that right?
I don't know.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you. We'll check later, I guess.
No, actually, I wanted to pivot to that, to the Binderoon Amulet, which I believe premiered in Hammer and Clave. I might be wrong, but it doesn't matter at all.
Yes.
You can find it.
That's fine. Yeah.
It's not you look it up, not me. I already know about
the book
it.
is full of fetishes.
Yeah, you can look
in there.
If you want to know about it, you can look it up. I already know about it. I don't need to. But the Binderoon Amulet, it's a really controversial fetish.
Controversial how?
Well, I'm about to tell you, buddy. Buckle in.
No, I'm in.
All right, because it's a little like a little Buona Beast action. I introduced you to Buona Beast not too long ago, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why my eyes are a little worried right now.
I have no idea what they're talking about.
Okay, well, so you don't get the fun comic person thing. Is the Binderoon Amulet would take two spirits, infuse them together.
Oh boy.
To create one thing. And an example would be, I believe it's the Electric Rat Orchestra. For the life of me, I don't remember if this was mine or if it was an example from the book. It was so long ago, I don't remember which. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
The idea is you combine a lightning spirit with rats. And
what the hell do those two have to do with each other?
And when you activate this fetish, it produces a swarm of...
lightning rats.
Yeah.
A swarm of lightning bolts?
No, rats.
No, rats.
Lightning rats.
Lightning rats.
Rats made of lightning.
Yeah. This is neat.
But it's also some Mengele shit.
Right, but it's neat. I'm picturing rats.
Yeah,
shaped
like
so
it's
literally just
lightning bolts just running scurrying across the
rats.
Rats. They are in the form of a rat.
Made of lightning.
Made of lightning. So there's
weird.
not, it's not fur or anything. It's just, this is lightning contained in a rat form, running across the ground.
No, I get it. I'm just a little weirded out by it.
And that's abhorrent.
Yeah.
A little bit.
It's splicing two spirits together. And if I recall correctly, it's like, this is a thing some glasswalkers do, and everyone else gets pissed when they see.
Wasn't that going against Gaia? I mean, you're taking her creations and...
You're playing Frankenstein.
You're playing Frankenstein at this point.
It's fucked up. But it's also...
Are you secretly working for Pentex?
But it's also kind of super neat, right?
It is. I mean, I can see it and it's super neat.
Oh yeah, agreed.
Oh boy.
I see the appeal to it, but you are walking that fine line, and it can get scary.
Yeah. And what do you do when fetishes are too
opposites?
Maybe too powerful or too risque in creation. Where is that line, and when does it stop being a good thing?
Right from Jump Street.
Well, I mean, you can't tell me that taking a rat and a lightning spirit and slamming them together like a couple G.I. Joes until they're one thing. Right?
Is that how it works? I was thinking
Maybe.
more of like the Hydron Collider, but sure.
Either way.
I don't think the method matters so much.
Right. It's all happening in whatever this object is anyway.
It's like that song from Loverboy, a pig and an elephant DNA just won't splice.
That's a thing?
That is a deep South Park cut.
Okay.
Want to see if anyone pick up on it. We'll see.
Well, maybe the listeners.
Maybe. It's like the first Halloween episode.
Jesus.
Now I'm going to go back and watch it.
Have fun.
But, pick an elephant. That's not compatible. And so to force that can't be kosher.
No, and thankfully, are they for fetishes or are they for talons?
This is a fetish.
Oh, Jesus.
This
The amulet itself is a fetish.
Yeah.
So you splice the two. You get to use the two once, and then you can do it again with two different spirits, or is it just
No,
you do it
it's
once
it's in there
and it's in there
forever.
and that's just what it is forever.
Yeah, this is what it does.
Okay.
I'm just thinking-
And your weird hybrid evil scientist bullshit spirit is trapped in there to make a bunch of itself, to attack your enemies.
Imagine if that fetish broke.
Well, not only before
Oh.
it breaks, because we got to talk about that yet, but like, I'm thinking like if the two different spirits that were spliced together, what if the one's trying to overpower the other, and it's in there too long, kind of thing?
It's one thing now.
It doesn't
Forced
know
together.
it's two things anymore. It's just one.
If I cut your arm and leg off
And put them
and Tom's arm and leg off and sewed the stumps together, you're now one dude. That's kind of what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
or one big dude.
It's not funny.
It's gross.
But that's the kind of shit we're talking about. And so at what point does that lead directly to the fucking worm?
Oh, that's what I mean by walking a fine fucking line.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
You're spitting on Guy's face, in my opinion.
a little bit. Which, again, is why it's a very controversial fetish.
But I can see that it could make for a cool story.
Oh, yeah, I can
Yeah.
see the appeal for sure. I mean,
And
lightning rats, come on.
the creativity.
Yeah.
And again, I don't remember if that was my...
Well, regardless.
It doesn't matter.
That's cool.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
but-
it's just two examples, and they worked. It's fine.
Yeah.
So, okay, then I guess from there we talk about what happens when a fetish breaks.
Well,
That's a renown hit, right?
that first of all, yeah, that is a renown hit.
It's a very big renown hit.
That is a bad day for whoever was holding the fetish.
Now that's a guaranteed thing when it's a roll and it's a
You botch the
Botch.
activation.
Yeah, you botch your
Botch
activation.
rolls.
That for sure. And there are other things. There is a gift somewhere, if memory serves, that will pluck the spirit right out of a fetish.
that's broken or just any.
No, what did I just say? It'll pluck the right out of the fetish.
Okay.
Boom. That's just a can of Coke now, asshole.
Nice.
I don't know what it was beforehand, but it's, I don't
Diet
know what
Or
spirit
out
you're
of
putting
your
in
sword.
there.
You pluck
It was-
your war spirit out of your sword.
Yeah.
It was Diet Coke, and then the spirit
Was
came
a
out,
diet spirit.
It was a diet spirit, yeah.
Oh,
So now you got a regular can of Coke.
And they got a regular can
people listen to this show.
I don't understand why. But no, your fetish. Your
Yeah,
your
it's a great
blade.
example. Yeah,
Mhm.
They pluck your war spirit out. That's just a piece of steel now.
of. Yeah, it's just
Yep.
yeah, you're right. It's a shaped piece of steel, but
it just doesn't matter.
It's not going to do much.
No,
no.
it's not going to do any
I mean,
ag.
I'll
It's
come
not
over
going
and
to do.
Krynos and just
It's a piece of crap.
Just bend it in half.
and then spin it in a circle and fly away.
Well done.
I love
I
it.
couldn't
Well
help myself.
done.
I love it.
In case you wanted to know, I don't know if everybody knows, it was built out of a helicopter blade.
Yep.
I think we mentioned it enough times.
I didn't even mention it enough. +1. Whatever.
Plus one,
Enough
sorry.
plus one.
Just making sure. You could have new listeners right now.
Yeah, that's right. This could be someone's first show.
Oh man, you know what? If it's your first show,
Go back to episode 7.
welcome. Yes, but
Not one.
yeah,
No.
don't go to one.
Oh, we're sick of people listening to episode 1.
Yeah, so
I still think we should record an episode 0.
Oh, we're gonna.
eventually. Yeah.
No, that's on the docket.
Okay.
Just skip ahead like 5. Just don't listen to shit. You'll like it, I swear. Just don't listen to this one.
So breaking of a fetish.
Yeah. That can happen. It's not super common, but a botch and activation roll, that'll do it.
Yeah, it's a guaranteed thing.
Yeah.
That sucks.
And there's circumstances. They're all bad. They almost all involve botches. They're always a renown hit.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it's a hit to the player, man.
Oh,
I
it's
mean,
gotta
forget
be-
the renown. It's my weapon's gone.
It's embarrassing.
Yes, certainly.
You've lost whatever weapon.
Gone forever.
Oh, man, it's
That spirit's fucked off.
Not only is the spirit fucked off,
if not attacked you.
true,
Depending on how it got in there, yeah. Because if you...
and how you've treated it.
Yeah, that's true.
But and on top of this, I mean, let's look at it this way. Let's say it's a clave. And we're just going to say it's a clave for the rest of this example.
That's fine.
Fine with that.
If you've left that thing in a pile of shit whenever you're not using it, spirit's going to be pretty pissed.
Yeah, probably.
And, well, why would you do that? Excellent question. Maybe you stole it from a rival.
Mm.
And, just to disrespect him all the more.
Maybe you did that on purpose then.
Yeah, no, of course you accidentally leave something on a pile of shit.
Well, especially Clave, but
That would be to disrespect my rival. It was in his family for 8 generations. I stole it from him and now store it in feces.
Ooh. Yeah, but then you break it,
and then that
now
spirit's
you got
gonna
to deal with that spirit.
Right.
And
Spirit's
that's
gonna be
worse.
pissed, you know.
Yikes.
So there's that, and you can have something happen, for dramatic effect, or maybe that clave explodes, shards go everywhere.
Ooh.
Shards of silver.
Which is why I used the clave
right.
example. So it's also physically like a spectacle for a second to show off what a big deal. Because here's the thing, if it's just the spirit just gets away, now it's a crappy cosplay metal thing. You don't get to take that clave and hunt for a new spirit to inhabit it.
No, and that's
it's now garbage.
I was going to ask that. It's like, okay, so what happens if the spirit leaves? Can you get a new one?
But yeah, best case scenario, you smelt that thing back down.
I was going to
find
ask
a
you that.
clavesmith
Yeah, can you just
to maybe
redo
and
it?
there's no guarantee that the spirit's
Gonna want to go back in,
right? Because let's use it before you just take the same clave. You get another spirit over there, and he goes, "You want me to live in that? What are you talking about?"
Somebody already lived in that.
Yeah. Why would I want a secondhand? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
It's like getting going to the Salvation Army for a new set of underwear. Why
Some
would
sheets.
Yeah.
Oh.
Exactly. So that's already insulting.
Yeah.
But then, right? Let's do it that way. You maybe you smelt that clave down. You make a new one. Well, who's to say the spirit doesn't go? So you took the crack house and rebuilt it with the same bricks.
That makes sense too. Yeah.
And maybe that's the spirit, or it can go, oh, you fixed this to make it better for me. I think that depends on
It's still
storyteller.
secondhand.
It's still secondhand though.
No, I mean, it is still secondhand if it's the same material. And, look, maybe mileage might vary, but
Right.
and maybe
In
it's,
China, turd. Only so much. It's still a turd.
at the same time, maybe your storyteller's going to cut you some slack on that because, like, losing a fetish that's not a pleasant day.
No.
It's a
Not
bad
at
day
all.
at Dartmouth,
Man, especially if that thing explodes. Yeah. Just silver, and you're taking silver hits. Ooh.
Or, it could melt, or it could dissolve, or any other effect that a storyteller wants to add for flourish to illustrate how big of a deal it is what just happened. Although, hopefully, there isn't a player or storyteller out there who doesn't already know what a big fucking deal it is
Right.
that someone's fetish breaks. That's just a heartbreaking scenario.
Yeah. Oh, do you have any other ideas on fetishes and talents?
Well, I mean, it's just point in direction,
Again, if you guys want to write in, give some ideas of what you've had, we'd love to hear them. We love that creativity part. So if no other ideas,
we
We can sit here and spitball for hours on,
Yeah,
anything.
and like it's fun to do. If you haven't done it, get with like some of your fellow players or your storyteller and just spitball ideas because
Just jump in the Discord. We could do that for hours.
Fuck right.
Holy shit! Yeah.
And that Discord, if you didn't know, you can get that invite to our Discord through our website. It's RachelCrossTheInternet.com.
.com.
Oh man. Go to the forums.
Yeah, it's in the forums right there in the news section.
Yeah, look, we pointed out for you. We've heard a few times it's hard to find. But look, we just showed you where it is.
And
I told you. We didn't show you.
yeah, I kind of like that. There's the extra hooper too, though.
It's like our own little, are you a robot wall?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. Is do you really want to be here?
Yeah.
We have a great community, and I think maybe I'm off my nut on this, but I think part of that is because it's the people who are willing to go that extra step to go into our forums. And like the thing is like we want you on our forums because we have some cool shit on.
Yeah.
It doesn't. They don't get used as often, the forums, but we've got some some old character stuff from the Nocturnus days. We've got some like really interesting character essays.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the data files from the old White Wolf news ticker that they did for the actual apocalypse.
That's crazy.
That
you
is
found
cool.
that.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if
So
like if
crazy
you didn't
about
know that last, I don't think it was a full year, but it's been so long ago.
Mm-hmm.
When they were gearing up to end the World of Darkness, they had a news ticker about shit that's going on in the World of Darkness.
Right.
So they change it every day, and I'm like, back then, I'm like, I had the foresight. I'm like, this needs to be saved. So it's on there.
That's so cool.
Like, you ain't gonna find that anywhere else, man.
And we got our storyteller takes on certain things in there.
Yeah, discussion going there, discussion in our Discord. So check that shit out.
Yeah. Come join our digital sept.
Right? And if you want to support our digital sept,
Yeah, with PayPal.
yeah, you do that through.
It's
you can do that
one-time
through
donation
PayPal.
if that's what you really want.
Yeah, and I mean,
appreciate it.
You can donate $1. You can donate $1 million. That'd be neat.
That'd be really neat.
Yeah.
We'll do this full time if you.
Yeah, if you donate that much, your name gets said every time we hit record.
You can name the studio.
You could name the show.
Wow. Let him rename the studio.
Sure.
You can rename Danny.
I will gladly change my name to whatever you want.
So he's saying he'll do it for $1 million. All right.
Yeah, that's in stone. That's going to be on air. So that's facts.
Fine.
But there's also our Patreon.
Patreon's a much bigger deal.
It's a much better deal.
Yeah, okay, better
Because you
deal.
get something back for
Right.
You
money.
get a lot of stuff back.
You get 3 things back if you take the 3rd tier.
Still a lot of stuff.
It's 1 thing per tier, sir.
It's a lot of stuff, though.
No, it is. With the 1st tier, you get to be part of our hangout, our monthly hangout. It's a good time on our Discord.
Plus shoutouts. People love shoutouts, which I think probably do a little bit more often now.
Yeah, we are going to do more often, but fuck.
Yeah, it's fine.
We promised and then we didn't, and then no one seemed to mind, so we just kept not, and we're going to stop that.
Yeah, stop being assholes.
Yeah, right? Sorry about that. The 2nd tier, the tier 2, it's $10, is our postmortem series.
Yep.
Which we fucking love to do.
Right. If you didn't know about it, we sit down around the table and go over our old games. You'll get an audio file from us of us going over each chapter.
Yeah, it's like a
Of
whole
our previous
another
games.
episode.
It is, but it's an episode giving you a recap of these games. So, like, the longer you're part of that tier, I mean, the more these add up. Right now...
You get to see mine and Danny's character grow. You get to see how Porter writes.
Yep.
And you get to see how us looking back onto it.
Which is cool, yeah.
Our retrospect is nuts. Because, we're going over stuff right now that's 3 years back. And we're like, holy hell.
Yeah.
How did I miss that?
Exactly.
It's right there.
Because we
It's
have
right
so
there.
much more knowledge of werewolf now. Back then, we had like a book.
If that.
If that, yeah. It was like half of the Fianna book.
Yeah, it's a great series. And this is still March.
Yes.
Yes, this is
Yes,
still
it's
March.
still March.
Yep. So this
So
is the
this
launch
is-
of The Guilty.
Yeah. So you'll get episode 1
Yeah.
until the end of March.
Yep.
And
So
then we're moving on with The Guilty.
And that's the other thing we also stated. If you don't jump in now, you might get lost really quick because
Yep.
these don't backdate.
No. Maybe...
It's unfortunate if you don't get to it till then, but we still want you to join us for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Certainly in the Discord, maybe, I don't know what. It's not...
Yeah.
It's not up to me. But,
And
we'd
obviously
love for
our
you.
last tier is
Yes.
Porter's NPC of the month.
Yep, which is a NPC straight from my character Bible. So when you're listening to these postmortems and you're hearing about Whiplash or Segment Rainmaker or Roxy Soft Howl,
You'll get
once
these
a month,
characters.
one of these characters shows up in a write-up right there in your email.
And these are fully fleshed characters, guys. You could literally... you're not getting dots on a sheet.
No.
You're getting a character that you could literally just take and place in a game.
Yeah, or play if
Or
you were
play,
so
exactly.
inclined. I'm not the boss of you at that point.
I think at that point you might even be honored.
Yeah, maybe, and that's the thing, And to be clear, it's not just a copy and paste from a Word file. Because it could seem like that. Oh, $25 for him to hit Control V, sweet. No. Because I have used these characters in these settings and I've revised them over the years and made changes and tweaks to get the best version of these characters. And
Sometimes you don't write that down.
a lot of times I don't write that down or I don't update the versions.
Right.
So I'm writing all new entries
every time.
every time, which is it's nice for me too because it helps.
It helps with our game too.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm building the official Bible while I'm sending these out to patrons.
So he has a Bible. It's just in his brain, not actually on the computer.
Well, there is one. There's like 2 or 3 versions.
No. It's getting redone for you guys
Right.
to be fleshed out to where you can use it in any situation. You can bring them to your games any way you want.
Yeah, and some of these characters, like they have paths ahead of them, and this is if it goes this way, and this is if it doesn't. Or you want to use these characters and take them a different direction. That's up to you. There's no dots on that sheet. So it's what version of that character or what part of that character in their career that is best for you, which you need. So it's your needs.
Right.
Anyway, that's our Patreon stuff. Danny's chomping at the bit here. I'm going to shut up.
No, it's fine. No, because this is information these people need to know if they're going to be serious about wanting to join.
True. And
Right. And I feel like we never actually deep dove into the tiers like that.
that's true. And every now and then, even if we did it, every now and then helps.
Every once in a while,
Yeah.
deep dive into it. Just because I remember there was a comment on the Discord the other day about the tier 2. Oh, I thought I was just getting a write-up of your game. No. You get the actual
someone was
audio
surprised
file.
that they got. Yeah, and it's usually at least an hour.
Yeah, they're about an hour long. It's just bonus.
And that was an entire one game.
Yeah.
The Guilty's, what would we say, were like 10 parts?
Well, there's 8 parts to the Guilty because of reasons.
We'll get there, yeah.
Yeah, and then...
Well, if you listen to the Ragabash episode, you kind of heard it.
Yeah, and then we are doing a 9th episode because there's 9 parts of the Guilty. Sorry.
9 parts.
We
get
are
a
doing
bonus.
10.
Yes, you get a bonus one because there's something that happens around chapter 7 or 8.
It's chapter 8.
Chapter
8 that needs its own thing.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing a kind of like a live read, like a radio play of that, and then the following month will be the postmortem of that. So it's like
I'm
a...
so excited.
It's like a bonus. It's like a bonus of a bonus. We get meta over here.
Yeah. So again, at this point, the postmortems are bonus episodes.
It's a great way to look at it.
Yeah.
Just they're telling a story. So the more of them you have, it's a whole. It becomes the whole chronicle. And the other thing too is, of course, other ways to support us is, likes on Facebook.
Yeah.
The 5 stars.
Yeah, the
We'll
5
do
stars.
the likes. We'll do both, but the
Yeah.
likes, stuff like that helps circulate these posts.
Yeah,
Puts us higher on those news feeds and everything.
which more people will see, which gives more attention, and word of mouth, man. Tell people about the show. If you're in a thread and maybe you're over hanging out in an Earthblood, whatever. They're like, oh, I'm getting into werewolf. Send them our way. I mean, like there's only the 3 of us, and we got day jobs too. We got a lot of shit to do. We can't be everywhere we want to be at once, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And you being able to help us with word of mouth is massive. Helps us grow, helps keep us strong, and like that it does a body good. It's like your milk. You guys are milk.
That is a weird.
That's weird.
That is no. That is weird.
Nowhere near the weirdest thing.
That is true.
You're right.
But whoa. All right, Danny, what do we got for Cubs Corner?
Oh, we're going right to Coach Corner. Okay.
Yeah, I got to be. Tom has pulled the plug on Porter.
Me and Porter, we got on that tangent
All
for
right.
a while. You were chomping at the bit.
Yes.
I'll bet we need it. It's fine. So, Cubs Corner for today, our very good friend, Patreon and Discord member, Strides to the Dark, wants to know who determines the leader of a tribe? A claim or a claim of the tribal spirits?
It's Mr. T.
Oh, all right. Well, there you go, Strides. See you next week.
Bye. Okay.
You should have saw the look on my face. I'm like, what?
Leave that timing's perfect. Leave that in there.
I tried not to talk because I figured that's what we were going for.
Someone's going to turn it off and miss the rest of this.
Oh, I feel bad.
That's funny.
Strides will turn it off.
Probably. No, that's absolutely a claim.
That's got to be a tribal claim. I don't see a spirit doing that.
No, it's out of the spirit so much.
Spirit's got its things.
I mean,
look,
look. If Fenrir shows up and says this one,
You're gonna listen.
It's hard to argue.
You can't argue.
I was going to
that.
say, every one of those are going to go, okay.
But it's a claim. It's your deeds. It's the reputation. It's and I mean, slight differences for the tribes.
Mm-hmm.
Have different values, but it is. It's the person. It's their deeds. It is their claim more than anything else.
Yeah, renown. It's not
Right?
just renown is not just dots on a page. That's
It's true.
It's your reputation, an entire nation.
Yeah, Mother Larissa's not in charge, because she's the oldest. She looks
You're
like
gonna go
she
till
looks like a
morning
witch
kill? No.
every day.
All right.
I hate that dick.
I was gonna say he's not a fan of Morning Kill.
I know. That's why I used it.
Actually, I don't mind Morning Kill so much. I don't like Albrecht.
That's a whole can of worms, though.
It's just personal.
I know it's personal, but I'm just saying that's a can of worms that I don't feel like opening right
No,
now.
it's the end of an episode. Are you
right.
kidding me?
That could get us on a 10-minute tangent.
That's a can of worms going on Discord.
Right.
It's not irrational.
So
But
join us on Discord and have fun with that.
right? And I suppose that's our show.
That is
The first official episode from as of yet unnamed Studio B
/F.
/F.
/fuck you, Tom.
We want to thank you for joining us. Thank you for sticking with us through this new transition. Your support, it means everything to us. It really does. And on behalf of everyone here at Unnamed Studio B, thank you for joining us. Take care of each other, keep on howling, and we will see you next time.